Once upon a time, in the heart of ancient India, there existed a kingdom called Rajapur, nestled between the lush hills and serene rivers of the land. The people of Rajapur were known for their prosperity, harmony, and contentment, all of which they attributed to their wise and benevolent ruler, King Vikram. King Vikram was loved by all his subjects, his courtiers, even the animals in his royal gardens. His kindness was legendary. He often walked among his people, listened to their woes, and resolved disputes with fairness. But what set King Vikram apart from other monarchs was his deep sense of justice. His royal court was open to all, and anyone could seek an audience with the king, no matter how trivial their grievance. His judgment was swift, yet it was tempered with compassion. It was said that as long as King Vikram ruled, Rajapur would remain a paradise on earth. However, little did the people of Rajapur know, their beloved king harbored a secret so bizarre, so unimaginable, that it could shatter the very foundation of their faith in him. In the innermost sanctum of the royal palace, there existed a room known only to the king and his most trusted advisor, the elderly and enigmatic sage, Rishi Vatsala. This room, hidden behind layers of curtains and guarded by enchanted locks, was called the Golden Chamber. No one knew what lay inside the chamber, for no one had ever entered it, no one but the king and the sage. Rumors about the Golden Chamber were aplenty. Some said it was a treasure trove of unimaginable wealth, while others believed it held ancient scriptures that could summon divine beings. But the truth was far more extraordinary. Every full moon night, King Vikram would slip away from his royal duties and enter the Golden Chamber, where he would stay until the first light of dawn. The following morning, he would emerge, appearing as regal and composed as ever, but with a strange gleam in his eyes that no one could decipher. What really happened within those golden walls? The answer lay in a secret that the king had been guarding for decades, a secret he had vowed never to reveal. One fateful evening, the queen, Rani Devika, who had always respected her husband's privacy, began to grow suspicious. She noticed a change in King Vikram's demeanor after his visits to the chamber, the way his hands trembled slightly, the beads of sweat that clung to his forehead, and the haunted look in his eyes. Her curiosity got the better of her, and she resolved to uncover the mystery of the Golden Chamber. That night, as the moon rose high in the sky, Rani Devika followed the king in secret as he made his way to the chamber. She watched as he unlocked the doors with a golden key and stepped inside. Determined to know the truth, she waited for a while before quietly slipping into the chamber behind him. What she saw inside left her breathless. The chamber was vast, with walls lined with mirrors that reflected an infinite number of images of the king, creating a dizzying effect. In the center of the room was a golden throne, on which sat a figure that looked exactly like King Vikram, yet it wasn't him. This doppelganger was made entirely of gold, from its hair to its feet. Its eyes, though lifeless, seemed to bore into Rani Devika's soul. Suddenly, the real King Vikram appeared, holding a gleaming sword. Without a word, he walked up to the golden figure and in one swift motion, severed its head from its body. The golden statue crumbled into a heap of dust, which the king carefully collected in a silk pouch. He then placed the pouch in a hidden compartment beneath the throne, whispered an incantation, and turned to leave the chamber. Rani Devika, who had been hiding behind one of the mirrors, could hardly breathe. She hurried out of the chamber before the king could spot her, her heart pounding with fear and confusion. The next morning, Rani Devika confronted King Vikram. "What is this madness you perform every full moon? Why do you destroy that golden statue, only to bring it back to life again?" King Vikram sighed deeply, the weight of his secret pressing down on him. He knew he could no longer keep it hidden. He took the queen's hand and led her back to the golden chamber. "There is a curse upon me," he began. "Many years ago, when I was a young prince, I came across a wandering sage in the forest. He was no ordinary sage, but an ancient being who had lived for centuries, accumulating knowledge and power. I, in my arrogance, challenged him to a duel of wisdom, thinking I could best him. But I was foolish. The sage defeated me with ease and, in his anger, cursed me with this fate. Every full moon I must come to this chamber and confront this golden replica of myself. It represents my arrogance and hubris, and I must destroy it. For if I do not, the curse will consume me, turning me into a lifeless golden statue, doomed to sit on that throne for eternity. Rani Devika was horrified. Is there no way to break this curse? There is one way. King Vikram replied, his voice heavy with sorrow. But it would require me to renounce my throne, my kingdom, and live the rest of my days as a hermit, away from all worldly attachments. The curse binds me to this life, to this palace, and to my people. Torn between his duty as a king and his desire for freedom, King Vikram chose to remain in Rajapur to protect his people and his legacy. But the knowledge of his secret weighed heavily on the queen, who now saw her husband not just as a ruler but as a man burdened with an unimaginable fate. Years passed, and King Vikram continued to rule Rajapur with wisdom and compassion, but the secret of the golden chamber became a burden he could no longer bear. As he grew older, he knew that the time would come when he could no longer fulfill the ritual, and the curse would claim him. On his deathbed, he summoned Rani Devika and his trusted advisor, Rishi Vatsala, and revealed the full extent of the curse. When I am gone, the chamber must be sealed forever. Let no one enter, for the curse must die with me. The queen and the sage vowed to honor his last wish. After the king's passing, the golden chamber was sealed, and its secrets were buried with him. The people of Rajapur mourned the loss of their beloved king, never knowing the true extent of his sacrifice. As the years turned into centuries, the story of the golden chamber became a legend, a tale whispered by the elders around the fire. Some believed it was just a myth, while others swore it was true. But the truth lay hidden in the shadows of history, known only to those who had witnessed it with their own eyes. And so, the tale of King Vikram and the Golden Chamber became a part of Rajapur's rich tapestry of folklore, a reminder that even the most beloved rulers have their secrets and that power often comes at a great and mysterious cost.